Virgo, 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 my Virgoian friends, we are going to see who you really are this week, Virgo. I'm going to do that with the Shadows of the Middle Ages Oracle deck and the Tarot Positive Clarity. We're going to ask who you really are, how others actually perceive you, what others get wrong about you, and how this affects you in relationships. All right, Virgo, who you really are, Virgo. Oh, you're wearing a mask right now. We don't know who you are. You're not going to tell me. Virgo's going to play a little bit Scorpio here. You're not going to tell me. You're just a mask right now. Okay. How do others perceive you? Interesting. The doll. That's a fascinating energy. The doll. They may perceive you as a manipulator or someone who's being manipulated. Okay, they might also... So there's a perception here that you might just be like a pretty picture or a handsome frame or whatever, right? Like there's something too about how you're perceived, just a doll. Like there isn't much going on behind the face, the image. But look at how you're showing up. Like you're hiding something here. And I think by hiding something, it's hiding a bigger part of your personality. So there's people, when I say others, are perceiving you as not having a lot of depth. But that we can see that's incorrect. I want to say almost anything that anyone would perceive about you would be wrong because you have the mask. You are a mask. What's on the other side? So I also feel like most people won't even bother to answer that, to ask that question. What's on the other side? They just see sort of like, I mean, if you think about a doll, it's just like a piece of plastic, right? Sort of like the mask. It's just a piece of plastic that's covering up sort of a vacancy behind it. You know, if there's any mechanisms in the head that move, there's, you know, little things inside there, but it's usually just kind of like stuffed, or it could be hollow. What others get wrong about you? I imagine a lot. Familiar. What others get wrong about you? Familiar. Your spiritual protection? Could be something about, I don't know, could be something about your cat or your dog. A familiar could be any number of animals. How this affects you in relationships? Raven. Okay. It's interesting, isn't it, how the mask here looks like a bird's face. That's also fascinating because it's bringing me to... It's bringing me to this deck, the Murder of Crows Tarot. There's people in here. Yeah, see, here's one. See, they're both these. They're wearing this mask that looks like a bird, a raven. Now, if I recall, when I read the booklet that came with that deck, they did that because 8 is kind of like a medieval energy with you know, theme with the cards. And B, because the like crows and ravens are sort of associated with ill tidings, bad news, and that type of mask, the historical context of that type of mask was the kind of mask that I think doctors and people like that were wearing during I don't know, one of the plagues. They were wearing that during one of the plagues. I need a minute with your energy. All right, I'm glad I took a minute. I really needed to look at your cards because there's something, there's something going on here. And look, I have done little like bookmarks here in the book. I want you to see how many times like the word deception or manipulation comes up in these cards. It's kind of uncanny. Now, well, I'm going to show you, because you also have even the, well, actually, no, I need to show you all four. Unicorn is reversed. What is going on here? Somebody has gotten into something that is not right. Now, there's two ways I can read this, okay? There's been something going on lately on my channel where I'm picking up an energy. I think that there's some bad people that are coming in to get readings. I really do. I'm also feeling like some of you have found yourself in connections with some of these bad people. And when I say bad people, I mean quite bad. Very, very bad. I don't know who they are, what they do, but I know their energy. I'm seeing it a few times in these readings. I'm feeling inclined here that you have, especially with this underlying, found yourself in a situation that you need to be very quiet about. Magic has been reversed. True magic. Miracle energy reversed. Somebody did it intentionally. It can't happen on its own. But it can't be permanent, so it's not permanent. But then this underline is the demon. Very bad. The bad is bad. And then we have silence. Silence, the stairs, and the snake. Now, I feel like your energy is hiding something because of this. Like, I feel like there's something going on here that you need to be quiet about. And you maybe are even feeling manipulated yourself. The degree that you are feeling manipulated is possibly just the fact that you feel like I shouldn't say anything here. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to get involved in this. It could be like that, right? There's also this feeling here on either side of the stairs. Now, the stairs is finding yourself in sort of a difficult pickle and needing to ascend up out of it, okay? There's only one direction to go at that point with the stairs, and it's up. But it does take effort. But it's like on one side, you need to be quiet. You need to be silent. You need to not say anything. And then on the other side of the stairs, there's something hidden. There's deception. Like, it's like... right? And what's forcing the silence is the demon. So, okay, let's go to the snake. The first card, that underlying the snake. The snake card represents deception and manipulation. Hidden obstacles, it symbolizes a situation or person that may be deceitful or sly. There's deceitful again. Posing a potential threat or challenge. It advises you to be cautious. Trust your instincts and carefully navigate your surroundings to avoid being ensnared by deceptive influences. How many times deception in itself appears in the snake card? 4 times now. Additionally, the card is associated with medicine, wisdom, and can indicate esoteric matters. The card advises to wait. It is necessary to lay low and observe the situation, not to share your plans with anyone. Also, this is a quick reaction card. Okay. Oh, and it's really funny. I just pulled cards off the top of the teeny tiny deck in the tower. What's the card that was that? That's 4. Okay, actually now the next one I go to is 44, the mask. The mask card represents deception, hidden identities, and facades. It signifies the presence of pretense, camouflage, or the need to conceal true intentions or emotions. This is you, right? You are in a hiding mode here. This card suggests that there may be elements of secrecy or illusion in the situation at hand. It advises caution, discernment, and a careful examination of appearances to uncover the truth behind the masks people may be wearing. So I want to say you feel like someone around, there's something going on around you, or something has, because that's the underlying. That is something, and it's like, I'm going to be quiet about this. I'm not going to say anything. Maybe you even feel like there's something or someone trying to bait you into saying something as well. What we see is not what actually exists. The card symbolizes inner qualities that are typically hidden behind the external facade of a person's personality, okay? That brings us to the doll, which is why I think people perceive you as this. People are not getting much out of you, right? It's just a toy. It's just like a little porcelain, a little plastic thing. There's nothing in there. They can't, like, even your eyes right now, like even your eyes are not giving anything away here. That is a very blank mask. If you are trying to be, let's say, non-committal or not influential in anything that might be going on around you, I want to say you're doing a good job. You are doing a good job. If you're also trying to mask whatever your personal opinion is, or your feelings, or your experience, you're doing a good job. If you are trying to mask in any way, you are doing a good job. You are masking, okay? So that's 5. 5 out of just 2 cards so far where we've talked about deception. As I'm saying, I don't feel like it's you that's being deceptive. Although I know I'm getting some weird energies coming around, but no, bad people gonna be bad. Something has gone on here for you. Okay, that takes us to the doll, number 80. I'm actually curious to look. So the Queen of Swords is what was bookmarked, what I used. I'm not lying when I said this deck was just sitting here. I just needed something quickly. Just pulled them off the top there. So the Queen of Swords is with your mask. This is highly discerning. And you can't see your face. You can't see the color of your skin. You can't see the color of your eyes. You aren't giving any details away about yourself. The Tower was with the snake. So there could have been something here that was hidden that came apart. Somebody else may have been hiding something, and that was dismantled and came apart. The doll is the 6 of Cups, so that's interesting too. Very childlike, innocent, easily manipulated. That's what people think here, but I don't think you are. The doll card represents the power to, manipulate. We're on 6 now. Or that's like deception, right? I shouldn't be honest. Yeah. Or control someone or something. That's how people perceive you. I think it's like someone controlling you. They think. This card can also represent aspects of ourselves or others that we project onto them. They may symbolize our desires, fears, or unresolved emotions that we attribute to the doll and project onto it. In some spiritual or occult practices, dolls such as voodoo dolls are used as tools for rituals, spells, or sympathetic magic. You can see how it's a little weird with the snake and the demon here too, right? The familiar, the raven. They can be seen as vessels for channeling energy or intentions. Also, the doll card is commonly associated with childhood and innocence. Interesting, the 6 of Cups was the card bookmarking that. It can symbolize nostalgia, playfulness, and the need for nurturing and protection. Protection here for sure. The Raven, actually 81, so it's right beside it. The Raven card represents secrets, mysteries, and hidden knowledge. It often signifies the presence of a messenger or a situation that requires careful observation. Even just there, I think observation now has come out twice. Anyways, the Raven's association with intelligence and intuition suggests the need to trust one's instincts and delve deeper into the situation to uncover the truth. However, it can also indicate a sense of foreboding or a warning to remain cautious in your endeavors. The Raven card is a symbol of mystique and magic. The card can speak about prophecy and ability to see beyond the present. Okay, it's interesting because the unicorn is reversed behind the demon. So, how this affects you in relationships. I gotta tell you, there's somebody here who's doing some sort of dark magic. I think that's what's going on in your reading. I think it's gone on, and I think right now you're sitting in the background and you're just watching and you're seeing what's playing out around you. Now, the thing that people get wrong about you is the protection that you have around you. Others think that they can manipulate you. I don't know why they think they can manipulate you. They also perceive you as being a lot less than you are. They may even perceive you as being kind of childish, innocent, and naive. How does this affect you? I'm feeling like this raven is directed towards you. I feel like this raven is directed towards you. And the fact that you're wearing a mask that resembles like the bird, it's also, so now it's giving me the vibe of the divine animals oracle deck is what it's called, and it's the shark card. And a portion of her body is turned into a shark. Half of her shark and the other half of her is like a person, a human, a woman. And that's like swimming with sharks. You know, it's kind of like a when in Rome, appear this way. It's given me this vibe here of, I watched a video. It was months and months and months ago. And it's funny because the video was made years ago. And I watched it out of curiosity. It was an interesting story. Two young men, I can't remember what they were doing. I can't remember if they were trying to get into acting or they were trying to start a business or what it was. They happened to come across someone in their sort of adventures throughout the day. And this person said something to them, like asked them a few questions. You guys are interested in developing your business. You're interested in doing this and getting into that. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, you know, like young 20-year-old guys, they're keen, they're hungry, they're you know, they want to make their mark in the world. They want to build their fortune, whatever it is that they want to do. So they wanted to go and do this. They were interested in connecting with people, making like good connections, good networking here. And they were invited to a party. And all I remember in the details of the party was in an isolated area. I believe it was in California. I really do believe it was. I think this story took place in California. It was an isolated area. A car came to get them. Right away, to me, that's a red flag. Like, no, I'm taking my own vehicle and I'm keeping my keys in my pocket. I'm going. But a car came to pick them up, right? So A, they just gave their freedom away in terms of coming back, right? I mean, if you want to be naive, you can say, yeah, well, the driver's just, I don't feel like going, I want to leave the party. I'm going, nobody leaves this party. So, a car came and picked them up and they went. It was a very isolated road to get to this house. It was a massive mansion. And then after you come off the road, you went down just a very long driveway again, very isolated. And the place was packed of with like all sorts of people and visibly recognizable people. Some of them, I guess, were famous. Anyways, I'm going to shorten the story and I don't want to get into too much because I don't like the energy, but it was definitely something satanic. It was. And each room had a theme in it. And people behaved according to the theme of the room. They completely went very animalistic at times in the rooms. One room was a full-on, like just a sex fest, I believe, was what the guy who made the video described. And he felt very uncomfortable with it. He did notice, though, that his friend was really intrigued by everything going on. And at one point, I can't remember how many rooms he ended up going into. But yes, a lot of people had these masks on. They had masks on, like masquerade masks, so you couldn't necessarily tell. At first, yeah, they had the masks on, and then at some point the masks started coming off. And that's when he did recognize some people. And he wanted to get out of there, and he was told he couldn't leave. And it was interesting because there's something weird about your energy where it's almost like you step into a room, you step into a building, you step into a party, and you step into it with kind of like the idea, all right, I'm going to meet a lot of people, I'm going to network. Yes, you are. But you don't know what you're stepping into because this is weird. You don't know what you're stepping into here. And it's like, so what do? You find yourself in the corner and now I got to figure out how to get out of here. But then it's almost like the snake even sort of feels like some type of a booby trap energy perhaps as well. I remember he did get out. I can't remember. I mean, the car wouldn't take him. The car was not under his control. It was under the people running the party. I believe he left the state. He went somewhere. Anyways, this is the vibe like that I'm getting from this reading. So I'm really trying to figure out how to handle it for you, because I don't know how many of you have found yourself in this situation. Now, again, with tarot and oracle cards, they don't give me like a guidance. Like I don't really have I never think of what the hell is the word, like a measuring system to how extreme this is. This could even be just a friend that you've connected with who's incredibly manipulative. Okay, it could, there's somebody here, somebody or something that you are connecting or have connected to that is incredibly manipulative. I really feel like it goes beyond that though. I feel like that there is some very dark energy here. I can't. How do I not say that? Like, you have the doll, which, like, even it says it points to voodoo, like some type of manipulative energy, casting spells. You have the raven, you have the snake, and you have the demon. And the unicorn is reversed. And it's like you are just trying to stay in the corner with your mask on and not give anything away. So I'm going to go into the tarot. Let's see what we get with this. Who you really are. You're wearing a mask. The Ten of Cups. Like you belong here, but you don't. That's what that is. Where is this? I mean, it could be in your family. You're wearing a mask of the Ten of Cups. Tell me about this Ten of Cups. Actually, no, I think I understand. Well, it could be a family. It could be you're masking that you're in a family unit. You could be masking that you're part of this group. You could be masking that you're happy in this group or this family. So why do you have the mask on? The Two of Pentacles. You're trying to balance two aspects of your life. You're trying to keep something carefully balanced here. Why are you perceived as the doll? The Three of Wands. Expectations. What are these expectations? Or something that's been planted here that is expected to come in. Are you manipulating? Someone's manipulating. The Three of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Temperance. And the Emperor. How are you perceived? You are perceived, okay. Could be. It's like, well, hey, you said you wanted to come to the party. Now you're not participating. What's with that? Like, it's this, right? It's a go and stop energy. You're kind of perceived as not playing by the rules or playing the game. Now, there could be like something going on here where some people are thinking, okay, I think there's something bigger here that's controlling Virgo. They're in some type of a holding pattern. This is not an energy I expected to pull off of you here. What others get wrong about you is the familiar. I feel like that's tied into some type of spiritual protection. But also, when I say it, there's something familiar about you. my God, which is really funny because you have a mask on. You know, like think of it, right? Like if you're at a party and somebody has a mask on and it's like let's just say the eye area is blacked out. You can't even see inside it. But there's something familiar and you can't put your finger on it. You can't put your thumb on it. Have you ever met somebody at or not met someone, but bumped into them out of the context of where you usually see this person? That used to happen to me quite often decades ago at this point, when I worked in the pest control industry and I had different clients and customers in different areas. I only ever saw them at that facility. As soon as I knew I was going there, in my mind, I started visualizing where I was going and the people that were going to be there. And I would get there and I would see them and and then I would finish and they would never cross my mind again, unless they phoned and had a problem. But I would run into, but of course, they saw me as part of like the in and out of their day, their week, their month, whatever period of time I came by to see them. If I bumped into them at a grocery store or something like that, I'm like, I know this person. I know this person. Where do I know them from? And I'm running through like 300 different customers thinking, what's this person? And trying to be, and they're like, oh, hi, Cindy. Hi. Like, hi. Right? Like, there's that. But it's almost like somebody can't place you. There's something familiar about you, but they're not sure about it. Is there someone else at this party? Is the mask even a representation of the human meat suit that you wear and the soul behind it? So that's also interesting, right? Like that could also be what is playing out here. Because what they get wrong about you is the familiar part. Let me just see what comes out. You have the mask on. The Lovers. It's almost like you bump into someone at the party, in the party of life. But no, this party is not a good party. This is like you end up at this party. But okay, I feel like that party, that example, is sort of talking about a lot of the bad stuff that we can find ourselves, walking into in life in general. Having a certain expectation about something and then that's certainly not being met on the other side, or being the complete opposite of what the expectation was. I don't know who this other is. I'm wondering if this person feels some type of you're gonna seem manipulative. There's no way around it wearing the mask. Even if you're wearing the mask for good intention. Because you're wearing a mask. You're disguising yourself. Why? That's the thing. Why are you disguising yourself? I feel like that's why somebody here perceives you as manipulative. It's almost like they recognize you, but they can't place it. And why aren't you telling me who you are? Like this is a very deep, hidden meaning reading here. What is it? What is their perception of you? Okay, because with the familiar and the Lovers, it's like this is like a soulmate connection for one. This is a very significant point in time where you and someone else meet at a crossroad, or you come together, or you meet at, I want to say the bizarre party of life. How are they perceiving you? I'm feeling like, or what? Yeah. What does this familiar energy feel like to them? Oh, the Ten of Swords. There is some serious trigger going on here between you and another person. There might have been something that happened in a past life here. You may have been the undoing of someone in another lifetime. You could even be, like, somebody could be acting really weird around you, and you're like, I don't get it. Why is this person acting so strange? There's, right? And as you are yourself in this lifetime, you may not have done anything to this person, but this person's picking something up about you, and they feel uncomfortable, and they feel like this doesn't feel safe. Well, this past is a demon. Oh, this feels like a reading that could go for a bit here. Like, what the heck? So let me get 3 cards here. Familiar lovers. Familiar lovers. The Hierophant. The 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Swords. Whoa. It's got this vibe of someone getting ready to go off to war. What am I getting here? I really do feel like I'm picking up some sort of past life energy that's going on between you and another person. There's a betrayal that's happened here for this other person. It's almost like somebody going off to war. Like, what is the king or whatever? Maybe, you know, like religious wars and all that shit too. Like, hey, we got to go fight. We got to go fight and, you know, save all the pagans. And then let's build the armor. It's interesting, like, right, there's a feminine building the armor, and then there's a feminine feeling left behind, and he's going off. It's almost like, oh, he's building the armor. I thought we were going to build together. And he's off, like, no, you stay home. I'm going to battle. So somebody here associates you with great pain and betrayal. And they don't trust you. That's the best way I could say that. But I'm not sure that you're necessarily, I don't know. This is a weird energy. You're masking. You're not the 10 of Cups. You're not family. You're not part of this group. You're not. Try to balance. All right. How this affects you in a relationship. It could make you look kind of dark. I'm wondering too if that's what that is. It's making you look kind of dark. Someone here has got an uncomfortable feeling or an association with you of something. There could even be some type of association here. There could be something that went on between you and another person in another place, and that place could have had a bad vibe to it. And all this person knows, it's like, the familiar feelings this person has around you are betrayal and pain. So the Raven. The Empress. Affects you. It affects you well. You're benefiting from whatever mask you're wearing. The Hermit, the 5 of Cups, and Judgment. Have you, okay, this symbolism of this person, like somebody getting ready, like creating armor, and then this guy, you know, the suit he's dressed in almost looks like he's going off to war or something. I don't know. But it's like somebody leaving, and then there's the Hermit leaving. You've left. There is sort of like a sadness here. And then judgment. The angels are raising you up. Okay, there's another thing that I'm starting to get with this reading. I could be looking at somebody here who was really fucking toxic. And I'm talking to a Virgo. Really toxic. With the demon card too, like the devil and be quiet, it could be something bad that you got yourself into that you didn't talk about. It could be some type of drug or alcohol use. It could be some type of addiction. It could be an unhealthy relationship that caused you to also kind of take on unhealthy habits. Because there is somebody here, Virgo, like as I pull these cards out, this person associates you with pain and betrayal. They don't trust you. And there's a weird backstory here. But like as this goes, like you are going into kind of like a blossoming or something, perhaps. After, like, it's almost like finding God. Like going, how does this affect you? You find God? And then like, right, the angels rise you up. They raise you up here. You are building yourself up, but I don't know from what. Something, and having to come up the stairs too. What are these cards? Magic was reversed for you at some point here. You were working in bad energies. I don't know what. We all find ourselves in bad spots at different times. Nobody's judging. I'm just like that. That's how it goes. Nobody is born here perfect and believes they are. Virgo might be the one sign that might argue with me. No, Cindy, we are pure. Okay. What was with the demon energy in the past? This is in the past. It's something not being talked about. The demon. The demon. What was this? The star. Oh, she's drinking. It could be. Maybe it is drinking. Drinking and attention. Obsessive attention? Silence. I don't know. I'm wondering if somebody here it's about drinking. Now, you could have been dealing with someone who was drinking and you might have had to be very careful around it. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles, not saying anything at work. Not saying anything at work. Being very quiet. The stairs. Not saying anything about what you're working on, too. The stairs. The Eight of Cups. So it does feel like trying to get out of something. The Snake. Like try to stop yourself from investing in something that you find yourself invested in. The Snake. The King of Cups. Oh, right. There's emotional manipulation going on there. There could be all sorts of things too, like Scorpio energy, sex, death, and taxes, other people's money, vengeance. Emotional control. This is heavy. I don't know. It just gives me this vibe of like, let's say like 10 or 15 years ago even. Like this could be a long time ago. And there was something not right here. Something was not right in your life. It was very off the rails. And you were pretty quiet about it. And I want to say, okay, it's almost like you're a changed person. That situation and who you are doesn't exist anymore. But you're not showing who you are now. Does that make sense? And there's someone here that I feel like knew you at a time where something wasn't right, something wasn't good. And maybe this person did get like hurt and betrayed by you or in a situation that you were involved in. It's almost like you run into that person, right? Like it's out of context. You're running into someone here, or you're connecting with someone out of the context of what you used to connect with them in, or how you knew them, or the environment. But to them, they associate you with betrayal and heartache. But I'm going to say here, I want to clarify that Two of Pentacles. Because what this person's doing is not wrong. Any one of us would probably behave this way, especially if we're not seeing who the new person is. Like if you've transformed or you've changed in some way and you haven't shown that. So what's the Two of Pentacles? Because like, why the mask, right? It's like, well, you're trying to balance two areas of life here. You're trying to keep life in balance. What are you trying to balance? Your mental strength. Angels getting through to you. And the Tower. Man. Tell me about the Strength card. What the fuck? Because this is someone who was involved in like the unicorn. The magic was reversed and the demon is here. You're battling. You're trying to let the angels in. The Ace of Cups. The Six of Cups. The Nine of Cups. Trying to believe in love. Trying to believe in dreams, hopes. You're trying to, oh, wow. Oh, somebody here feels like you are manipulated by your darker thoughts. That's what it is. The Tower. The Sun. The Devil. This is like life falling apart. Everything that you thought you knew, you don't know anymore. And the Page of Wands. It's almost like a cry for help in some way. You've been to a really dark place here. And I want to say it's almost like every day is a struggle to keep, it's not a struggle, but it's a balance. There's a balance here to keep the sun shining. You could slip, I don't know, like it could be looking at someone who's been through a tough addiction. Someone who's part of a happy family or group here, but that's not true. And you're trying to even find your own emotional happiness. There's a real struggle with mental health here. I really feel like that with the Mask and the Strength card. I could even be like looking at someone here who is famous with the Star and the Demon. And not talking about this in your work. Yeah. That makes so much sense. Who is this person? I'm going to ask. I already asked it. That's a big part of the extended. But okay, who is this person that perceives you? Oh my God. Heaven and hell. What is this reading? Both heaven and hell see you. This is definitely... There's an... Okay, how this affects you. You are having an ascension. You are having an ascension? You are being uplifted by the angels out of your work. There's something here about your work where it's almost like either you get a lot of attention, the spotlight, maybe it eats away at you. or you're quiet about something that goes on at your work, or you were. You no longer have a emotional connection. You feel emotionally manipulated. Oh my gosh. What am I reading? Rising you out of your work. Because the work is the demon. You feel like you're trapped. There's something that you're doing here where you feel like you're trapped. Demon. There's an ascension that you're going through. Others perceive that you have been manipulated, or you feel manipulated. But there's also like heaven and hell are who perceive you. My God. This is somebody who has such a dark side that can't be seen. You're familiar. Maybe there's a pain within you that other people of like, I felt that, I know that. I've seen that in someone before. Yeah, I feel like there's mental health struggle here. But you're ascending. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I don't want to just think this really, because who you are, there's two sides to you. There's a really beautiful, happy side to you that the angels can get through to. And then there's another side to you where you feel like it's all falling away. You feel like you're just like the sun goes down and that's it. You can't get yourself out of it. You might even have like negative voices or thoughts in your head. It's almost too like feeling like you're both a child of heaven and hell. Like they both recognize you. Okay, tell me about the hermit. See, the hermit is like, I'm going on this pilgrimage. I'm going to find God within me. Because it's almost like you know what the demon looks like within you. It's such a deep-ass spiritual reading. Oh my God. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords was the card that was bookmarking the mask. The Two of Wands and the Magician. To see dreams clearly and to manifest off of those. But then we get into this Five of Cups. It's a depressive state. The Five of Cups. The Five of Swords, embarrassment and shame. Okay. Yeah, the Seven of Wands. Try not to let anyone see the embarrassment and shame. And the King of Wands. This is putting on a persona here of being really confident, being really strong, being a leader. But it's hiding and masking embarrassment and shame are surrounding a mental health struggle. That's what I get here. But, and then this judgment, that the angels are like, no, you're fine. Judgment. It could even be like involved in some type of work that you feel, I don't know, you feel like this isn't, there's bad things here. I don't know. Oh, the Queen of Cups, love. Love uplifts. Right, that's like that tower falling. reaching for the fruit. Look at the reaching and grabbing hold of a fruit. And the King of Pentacles. Abundance. Love ascends. Love ascends here. We're ascended through love. This is definitely like finding your place. How this affects your relationship. Finding your place. Boy, man. This is such a deep reading. Whew. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. To some degree, this is almost like someone who has a lot, who's accomplished a lot in the physical. And trying to find their heart. Their heart is the way through to joy and happiness. I don't know. This kind of energy where I just want to give you a hug. I know it took us a while to get to this. I don't know how many of you are still here. It's a long reading. But this is one of those readings where, yeah, you know, when you look at it on the surface, it's one thing. And that's really important in this reading because you are the mask and I can't see anything. It's like this reading was designed for me to have to dig and dig and dig and then, you know, come up with an assumption. But then dig and dig and dig and then see some truth here. And then dig and dig and dig and try to move aside all of the assumptions and see the rawness of, honestly, like a human experience. I'm going to go do the extended, Virgo. In the extended, I'm going to ask who they are. It's going to be interesting. Because right now, who it is that perceives you as heaven and earth. Or heaven and hell. But, you know, I leave it up. I leave it up to Spirit. I leave it up to God to decide who they is for you. Who they is. Who they is, man. Who is they? So, there's nothing wrong with that. Talk is actually kind of cool. Different dialects around the world, baby. Different dialects. Okay. Who they is. How y'all perceive them. What you mostly get wrong about them. What positive and negative ways has this person affected you? My gosh, Virgo. Sending y'all a big hug and a kiss and a Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves, Virgo. Bye.